So in the last week or two, we have been asking you to pick your combined 11 between the treble-winning Manchester United side of 1999 and this Liverpool team that is romping towards the title and could yet win the treble as well. It's going to be very difficult for you, Roy, in a couple of weeks' time because you have maintained this side has won nothing. It's going to change. You accept that?
Except the Champions League.
Yeah, in terms of league.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
league titles, yeah, they've not won it yet. But of course, yeah, obviously it's done and dusted, right. But it's not officially done yet, is it?
So this is going to be interesting because, of course, Roy was part of the 1999 side and Jamie has a close eye on Liverpool. So why don't we start with the goalkeeper, Jamie, and give us your verdict between Peter Schmeichel and Alisson?
Well, actually, on Saturday, Alisson made a save and actually said in commentary that's why he's the best goalkeeper in the world, and I do believe that. Right now, I think Alisson is the #1 goalkeeper in the world, but I think when Schmeichel was playing, he was also the #1 goalkeeper, and you'd probably say the best goalkeeper in Premier League history. I think he's the standard everyone tries to get to, so I'd go with Peter Schmeichel.
I'm guessing that you will agree with that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I wouldn't say I like Peter that much, but as a goalkeeper and a character, yeah, you'd want him in goal for you. So, agreed.
What was he like with his feet?
Peter, not great, but the most important thing was he was good with his hands. You know, back then, obviously, it wasn't all about playing out from the back. But Peter obviously saved us in a lot of big games. A big personality, big character.
Tough guy as well.
No, Peter was a decent guy. He was a decent guy. Listen, I'd have bust up. I've said it before. When you have a bust up with a teammate, sometimes it's good. It kind of clears the air. But listen, we were fairly okay afterwards.
How many rounds did it go?
No, it wasn't that long, really. No, listen, there was obviously alcohol involved. No, Peter, a very good goalkeeper, good character, and a huge player. You look back at the success we had at United. He played a huge part in it. Right
back, we possibly should have saved this until last. Gary Neville or Trent Alexander-Arnold?
I think, deadly serious on something like this, I think we've got to be judging it on this season alone, because these Manchester United players have all had great careers. When we're looking at this Liverpool, maybe it's just this season. I don't think Gary Neville has had a season like Alexander-Arnold. Gary Neville didn't have the influence on that Man United team that Trent Alexander-Arnold has on this Liverpool team. That's what I'd say. So I think Trent's going in just because he's got a bigger influence on his team rather than Manchester United.
Yeah, I'd agree with that side of it. I think he's been outstanding this year. We can look about his defensive side of it that he needs to improve on, which I'm sure he will as he gets a bit older. I think it's harsh on Gary because obviously he's an ex-teammate. But yeah, James made some good points there, and if Gary has to miss out, so be it. But Gary was we talk about being. I think the key to being a very good player or a top player is to be consistent, and Gary was. And obviously, I went through a lot of battles with Gary, so it's very difficult for me to kind of look at who's a better player than who because I've got loyalty towards my teammates.
Well, let me put it this way: if Sir Alex Ferguson was picking this team, do you think he would have gone for Trent Alexander-Arnold over Gary Neville? No, because obviously there's loyalty in the game, and I think even Gary would admit that Trent is unbelievable going forward. But there's more to, I suppose, in the time that we played, there was more to playing than just what you do going forward. It's very obviously Gary defensively was very solid, end product pretty decent up and down the pitch. Him and Bex obviously had great chemistry between them. But no, I'd say Alex Ferguson would pick Gary even now. Let's go to our fullbacks then. Robertson over Owen, or
I'd go for Dennis Irwin. I think he was a brilliant fullback. I wouldn't say underrated, but someone who's not probably talked about as much as he should be. I would go for Dennis Irwin. The amount of goals he got as well. You think, actually set pieces, taking penalties. No, I think Irwin's a brilliant. Listen, I think Robertson has just been a revelation what he's done, and probably a similar story to Irwin. He come from Oldham, not for a big transfer fee to Manchester United. Robertson's done the same, but I would go with Dennis Irwin. I'm sure you would as well.
Yeah, no argument. Out of the players I've played with throughout my career, Dennis, you're talking about the modern fullback. Dennis could play at left back, right back, score a goal, good at set pieces, very rarely injured, good personality, great lad. I rumoured for a number of years with Ireland and United. Brilliant player. Dennis is a great player. You're on about being consistent. Dennis was an 8 out of 10 most weeks. Outstanding. And always fit. Always fit.
When we get to centre-backs, I don't think it's that big a decision, to be honest. Fair enough to say we'll just put Van Dijk in next to Stam. What I would say to you, Roy, who do you think is the best out of them two? I think Van Dijk's better than Stam.
Yeah, listen, I'm a big fan of Van Dijk. I think he's the guy's a machine. I've said it before. But Yat was a machine. Yat was fantastic. And Van Dijk's, would he probably a touch better on the ball than Yat? Probably. But again, Yat was a great teammate to have. And the two of them together, you know, you couldn't imagine him conceding too many goals with them two.
What impact did Stam have on Manchester United when he came in?
Again, we always talk about, when people talk about players I've played with, and people talk about their technical abilities, I always go back to what kind of personalities were and characters. Because you spend so much time together, obviously on the training pitch, in the dressing room, travelling, pre-season. And Yat was a brilliant guy, nice family, came from good stock, good background, brilliant player, and again, just as importantly, a brilliant character.
Big miss when he left, big mistake.
Yeah, but he had 1 or 2 injuries towards the end. If you remember, I think he had a bad Achilles injury. But yeah, huge loss when he left. But that's the nature of the game you're in. You know, players come and go, big personalities go. But he was a big loss.
So, are you going in as a box-to-box midfield player, a sit midfield player? What could you do?
Everything, really. I do anything you want. Yeah, obviously. My career changed when I was a younger player. Obviously, at Forest, I was more of a box-to-box, trying to get a goal. I'd done the same at United when I first year. My game changed. I got a below. I become more of a sit midfielder. But yeah, I'd fancy my chances in there to do a job.
You think you could get in this Liverpool team?
Yeah.
Yes. Obviously, talk about you're there. I think the team I want to pick up, what has he thought about this team? I think I would actually, let's not forget.
Are you not disagreeing with me and the team? Have I made it?
No. Man United played 4-4-2, Liverpool played 4-3-3, so I'm going to play a 4-3-3 because I think that's the system that most teams play now. So I think you in that sitting role, you played there probably towards the end of your career, didn't you? A lot for Manchester United, no doubt one of it or the best central midfield player in the Premier League.
Who's that?
History.
Who?
What I'm saying is, would you class yourself as the
Me?
best?
No, listen, no, absolutely no chance. Listen, I was a very, very average player. I was very lucky. You know, the key to my career, I suppose, I always worked with really good players who just almost carried me along. Very, very lucky.
Does Paul Scholes keep his place in this combined team?
Yeah, Scholesy. Yeah, again, I don't think that's up for debate. I'd put Scholesy up there with, I suppose, the Dennis situation and I suppose the Van Dijk situation. That's not up for debate.
So
unless Jamie thinks differently, Scholesy?
No, Scholes goes in. Absolute great player, revelation. I actually think that midfield four that you're looking at there is possibly one of the greatest, if not the greatest, midfield four that we've probably seen in British football. You think of maybe the great Liverpool teams as well, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, wherever it may be. I do think that was a great four, but we are playing 4-3-3.
So who's the other one in your midfield?
I'm going to tuck Beckham inside. And I actually think Beckham... People talk about Beckham being, because of his celebrity status, almost that made him this global name, and he wasn't that good a footballer. I actually don't agree with that. I actually think that took away from how good a footballer he was. People sort of forgot how good he was because it was that. It wasn't that then put him up there as this world star. I think in some ways he was a little bit underrated.
But that's what his teammates appreciated, Jamie. And basically that's the most important thing. It's what your teammates think of you. That's the respect you're after. Whatever about Beck's, I suppose, fame away from the game, we always appreciate it. We talk about the modern players, you know, doing jobs. Beck's, for all his brilliance, worked his socks off up and down that sideline, getting back, helping Gary, getting forward, getting goals, getting assists. So we never got distracted by anything like that, because we appreciated what he brought to the team.
Was he a good trainer?
Yeah. All these lads here, what I'm talking about, were good trainers. All of them. And that's what.
Did it worry you as that sort of leading figure in the dressing room when all this stuff was coming David Beckham's way?
No, really, because part of my job, or some of the senior players, and when Becks was coming through, you'd keep an eye out for these lads. We're talking about the Pogbas, the distractions for the modern players. And I'd only ever come down hard on a player if I thought he was getting distracted by off-the-field stuff. And whatever Becks was doing off-the-pitch stuff, I never felt any time when I looked at him in training that he was taking his eye off the ball. To me, he was still, his love and his focus was football. Yeah, he had all the other bits, and good luck to him. That was up to himself. But first and foremost, he was a footballer.
Does that three work then for you, as a three with Beckham tucked in there?
Yeah, but I'm just worried where we're going to fit the other United lads in. We got Giggsy.
Giggs is not going in my team.
Oh, Really?
No. It's... Well, I've got a front three.
He just dropped that bombshell and moved on.
I love Ryan Giggs. I'm judging him on... Not judging him over his career, we're judging him on the 99 season.
Yeah.
Do you know how many goals he scored that season?
4.
Is that enough for you to get in that team?
No, but there's...
OK, let's get to my front three. I'm going to have... I think Mane, right now, is the best left-sided attacker or left winger in the world. I do believe that. I love Ryan Giggs, one of the greats of the Premier League history, longevity, all that, playing till 40. I don't think at probably one stage he was probably ever the best in that position. You may disagree, you know him better than me, but I actually think the numbers Mane's getting now are a lot more than what Giggs was getting.
But Jamie,
in that
the key to greatness is to be consistent. Giggs, he done it year in, year out. And sometimes you might have the odd season where he mightn't be a 10 out of 10, but you're on about that season. It's about big games. Look what Giggs done in the semi-final. Tell me another player on this planet could have done that, what he done against Arsenal.
If he was playing that well, why was he sub?
Because there was rotation, because Jesper Blancas was behind him. That's what wins you big trophy. Yeah, he was a very, very good player. Excellent player. In? No, he doesn't quite make this team, but you need a squad to win the big trophies. You're aware of that, don't you?
Oh,
yeah.
Well aware.
It's not just about 11. That's why Liverpool rotate their players. That's why they didn't want to play in the FA Cup. Rest and rotation. And we had to do it, yeah. Let's hope they win 3 trophies this year.
Yeah. Are you there, yeah?
Sorry.
You missed the final, didn't you?
I was suspended, yeah.
I know, yeah.
And I was
discipline.
I was injured. I got injured. I did. I got injured in the cup final, yeah.
So you're putting Giggs in?
Yeah.
Instead of Mane?
Yeah.
On the back of scoring 3 goals and 2 assists?
No, but like I said to you, the key to me is to be a consistent player.
But Mane's career hasn't finished. You can't judge Mane on his career.
Exactly, no, but I've got loyalty towards Giggsy. I don't know Mane.
So let's see the rest of it then. Come on.
The rest of it is I'm going to go for Dwight York at the top of the pitch, and I'm going to go for Mo Salah on the right. So Andy Cole comes out. I think you want Cole in?
No, I'm waiting for you to finish.
Okay, what do you think about that?
Well, the system, obviously, the system you're playing is difficult to get Coley and Yorkie in.
So
but
York ahead of Cole?
Who?
York ahead of Cole?
I'd have York and Cole.
So who would you have out then?
You're on about in that season. York and Cole. Obviously, Teddy and Ollie behind them were fantastic. So you're on about, if it's just for that season alone, how can you leave Yorkie or Coley out?
Well, Andy Cole scored 20 goals. Mo Salah's got 20 goals now, and there's still, what, how long to go? Are we forgetting this? Liverpool haven't lost a game yet, as well. They have won the league. They haven't won the league yet,
have they? Yeah. What have they won this season yet?
Would you want to come back in a few months? They are going to win the league, aren't they?
Absolutely no problem.
So they won the league.
Yeah,
would that change your
every record?
Yeah, of course. If they go on and win 2 or 3 trophies, yeah. Obviously.
But you're talking about... I've got to look at
this Liverpool team, I think, is brilliant. I can't speak highly enough of them. I think they're fantastic. Their record over the last year or two, or this 105 points, it's mind-boggling. But it's difficult for me to do this because I've got loyalty to these lads that I was in the trenches with. I loved all of them. They were my teammates. So it's hard for me. If you're having a debate about a certain player, I can go with one of my teammates. I'll go with one of the teammates. I'm sure you understand that.
No, I understand it, but I'm backing it up with an argument of why I'm going for that player.
Yeah, of course, and I get that. But so I think you're wrong.
So your conclusion on your team, 4-3-3, with York and Salah and Mane either side. Now it's what would you do, Roy? It's an interesting mix of Liverpool and United.
Sorry.
How would you?
I'd probably stick to. I'd stick to what we had at the start. Probably bring Van Dijk in, maybe the right backs, but leave the rest. Go 4-4-2. York and Coley.
So we'll finish with my team or Roy's team.
I don't think Roy wants to change very much.
But I'm not
going to make him. You can.
So Salah's out. The man who scored 47 goals, top goal scorer every season he's been in.
Yeah.
You're putting Giggs in?
No, you'd have to listen if you can't get Giggs in this team, Jamie.
So you're
it's all about opinion, surely. It's all about. I get what you're saying 100%.
So what are you arguing about mine for then?
Because I'm going to disagree with you.
Yeah, but you're saying it's all about opinions.
Yeah,
so that's
it's about opinions. That's your opinion.
So you think only 2 get in?
And even that, I'd even still maybe shove Gary in at right back. Because Gary gets the tickets for a Salford game.
What if this Liverpool team, I think, right now, the season hasn't finished, but I think if they go on and win the treble this year, then we'll have a different conversation, of course. So the league wouldn't be enough?
No.
Do you think that the treble can't be beaten. But do you actually think the United team of 08 that won the league and European Cup was actually better? Didn't win the treble. Do you think it's all about the actual trophies that you win in that season, or you say that was a better team?
Yeah, when you're arguing about teams, it does help if you can back it up with trophies. But I look at some of the teams I played with United. I think we won the double in '94. That was a brilliant team. You know, you've not mentioned. We can start talking about some of them players, the Cantoners, the Hugheses, fabulous players. But in '99, it was it was a special year. And we go back, Jim, the one thing you've got to use, the word I always use when I look back on my career, some of the players or the trophies you might have, you need a bit of luck. You need a few breaks, and we had a few that year.
That United team, I think, finished with 79 points. Liverpool have got 76 now.
I know, but let's not go down that road. That's ridiculous. You could talk about... But when you win the league, I've said it before, but you talk about points and 25 points. The bottom line is when you win the trophy, you get one medal. You don't turn your medal over and tell you how many points you won the league by. You get that medal because you've worked hard for it. Liverpool, amazing record what they've done. Absolutely fantastic.
So if that Liverpool team won the treble, for argument's sake, let's say,
yeah,
would you put how many more Liverpool players do you think would come into it?
Probably 2 more.
Who would you put in?
No, I like Mane and I like Salah.
So I was right in the first place.
No, but my loyalty is towards... How many times do I have to say it? My loyalty is towards my teammates.
So as things stand, you wanted to go with Virgil van Dijk as the only one.
Yeah, he'd have to come in. And Ronnie Johnson is unlucky, but Ronnie loved the little niggly injury.
If you took Virgil van Dijk out of this Liverpool team, yeah, what would the impact be on them?
Obviously, if you took the keeper as well, it'd be a lot lesser team, because we saw over the last few years when Liverpool were pretty good going forward, we never felt they were going to win the big prizes unless they bought a centre-half and a goalkeeper. And guess what? That's what they've done. So I don't know why Klopp wasn't coaching Lovren's and all these boys. For what a great coach he was. He still had to go and buy some players. That's the name of the game.
Should we leave that as our final thought? I think so. Good fun. Let us know as well what teams you've decided to pick out if they're any different to Roy's.